So like that. So give me an example of a sidechain that someone would build. That might be more helpful to understand.
The Zcash sidechain we already have is a very good example. They did all this work to get the Zcash 5.0. The privacy benefits are very clear.
Yeah.
It's this unbreakable, confusing Z address thing. And so now we have a version of that we copied. We just copy their version 5.0 into our template.
Okay.
So then if you download our test software, you can mine fake coins, because it's testnet, it's not real. You can mine fake coins on what would be regular Bitcoin. You send them over to the Zcash sidechain, they show up over there, and then over there you can use them with the Z addresses.
Right.
And that's the benefit, and then you can take them back.
Let's go one step at a time. You guys have created this, but it's not currently...
It's not live with Bitcoin like BTC.
Because
we have software for testing that anyone can use that just generate coins. It's funny, there's nothing in principle different between what we did and what some altcoin that could exist or something, but it's for testing purposes only.
Some of this stuff's hard for people to follow, so we have to go through we have to go through slowly. I know it might be difficult, it might be painful for you, but so you've created but if you created that in a Bitcoin testnet as a sidechain to Bitcoin, in an entire testnet.
The whole thing we did is our own test playground, so we can just reset it whenever we want.
But that doesn't answer my question. My question is BIP 300 doesn't exist within Bitcoin.
Right.
Okay. You want it to exist.
I don't understand at all why people aren't, foaming or chomping at the bit or whatever.
I know, but that's just, again, another separate question.
Sure. Yeah.
My question to you is, and I'm going slowly, I'm going to be specific about this just so people understand. If we jump around, no one will get it. And so how you understand Bitcoin, I understand how to structure questions in a way so people understand it. So currently BIP 300 doesn't exist within Bitcoin. You wish it did. Yes. You've created a testnet environment where you have activated BIP 300 in the testnet. And so you've created that Zcash sidechain.
Yes, those are separate things though.
Okay. Well, how do you
BIP 300 activates on the main net.
Yeah.
On what would be Bitcoin Core.
Yes.
If it were on real Bitcoin.
But you've activated the code in a testnet environment to see it works.
That's BIP 300.
Yeah.
The sidechain is a completely separate piece of software. Like a Lightning node, that would be like.
But the BIP 300 in the testnet allows you to move between the two.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Exactly.
So I understand that. And so have you done this almost to prove to people, look how cool this is? We've now got Zcash on Bitcoin.
Well, I agree with you completely that the example is a much better way of explaining it. I think most people are not interested in even how it works. They just want to know, what is this for? Like it's like my friend used an analogy in Xbox. You build the Xbox with no games, and so that was like you have to have a game.
So if I wanted to use this, I've got Bitcoin Core running. Say I want to use this sidechain. What else do I have to download?
Well, yeah, we have a different. The Zcash software has its own node.
So what I have to have it. So I'll be running 2 nodes at that point.
Well, as you know, you don't necessarily need to run any. No, many people just use a wallet that may be an SPV node only, or some people just use Coinbase or something. So it's debatable whether or not those people are real users.
Well, say
is that like too nuanced? You know what I mean? Like, because you can use Bitcoin without running a full node.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying is how you use it is kind of your business, but this other node software must exist for the network to produce blocks.
There must be other people doing nodes. Okay, yeah, but like we have with Bitcoin, some people run nodes, some people don't. But say Danny wanted some Zcash from me, from your sidechain. Okay, one more other question. Is this a separate Zcash from the other Zcash blockchain?
That's an important other thing too.
So it should probably be given a different name.
Yeah, I used to. Well, we call it Z-Side as a joke. Sometimes they have like funny names.
Z Bitcoin, Bitcoin Z.
When I did the presentation at the Bitcoin 2021, I did an example with. I usually just put bit in front of them because Gavin Andreessen did this a million years ago, and so I was like Bit Monero. So we'd have like Bitcoin, and then we'd have like Bit Monero would be like the Monero sidechain.
Yeah, because I think that some people
I agree. I think the names are a big problem. someone needs to come through with my project and rename everything.
You're in my world now, branding and marketing. If I can help you with this bit, I would have a completely separate name, because otherwise I'll be like, are my Zcash here the same my Zcash here? Okay, they're not.
Yeah, so we call it Z-side. And in fact, we label the tickers different too to keep people from being confused. So like Bitcoin does, Liquid does LBTC. We just call them BTC on the mainnet, and then we just call them like SC1, SC2, SC3. So sidechain number 3 is SC3.
You need a branding and marketing person to help you. I would have called it something completely different. But anyway, okay, so I can run the node, but I don't have to.
Right, but I mean, as you know, I don't know. It depends on the direction you want to take this conversation, but yeah.
So if I'm running the node, and I've got my Bitcoin node running. The BIP300 is how they talk to each other?
Yes.
Okay. So say I want some BitZs, BitZ cash.
Sure.
How do I get those?
Well, are you getting them from someone else on the network, or are you getting them from layer 1?
Are you pegging in with your Bitcoin to get?
Well, someone, when it turns on for the first time, it starts with 0 coins. So there's no coins there. So someone has to send the coins. And we have a little GUI for that.
And so you have a rule, and your rule could be what, 1 to 1?
I didn't even plan on doing it like this, but I actually have screenshots.
But your rule could be 1 to 1 or 10 to 1.
Well, it should be 1 to 1. It could be something else, but it would just be confusing. You know what I mean? Because it would be, if it's 10 to 1 going in, and then it would have to be 1 to 10 coming back, and that would just be annoying for people, I would think. The whole point is to make it easier the whole point of this over the altcoin is to remove the forex risk, and also the risk of the project just collapsing. And
so there would be a maximum 21 million.
Yes. Yeah, there's 21 million shared by all the different pieces of software.
Okay, great. So I get it. So I can peg in, and I can get some of these BitZs. I'm going to call them BitZs. And then I can send that to Danny. But if Danny already has some, he can send them to me.
Yeah, right.
Okay. And I need a wallet. And in my wallet, I would have Bitcoin. I could have Bitcoin and also have these BitZs next to it. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, so that
is so when you download the Zcash node software, obviously it comes with a wallet.
Yeah.
But you could also have something like, I don't know, whatever wallet you want to name. Like most of the wallets these days are multi-cryptocurrency. Well, they have Bitcoin and alt, and they could just have this also.
But say I was using, I don't know, let's give an example of a wallet. Say I was using Ledger. Would Ledger have to write in support for this?
If they had, to be a wallet for this, it would, yeah.
And does it have a different set of addresses?
Well, of course, it does, because most notably the Zcash system has the Z addresses, the private Z addresses.
So really, what you've created, it sounds like to me, is a bridge between Bitcoin and some other stuff. And then this one, it's Zcash, but it could be Monero. It's just a bridge.
Precisely.
And that bridge. So when that bridge is a way of creating the new coins.
Yeah, you can take your coins and escape to a different piece of software.
Okay. What does the Bitcoin blockchain know? It just knows this transaction out?
Yeah, I have in the talk I gave at TabConf, I do literally like an exact slide of that, and I say this is everything that's happening, and this is all that your full node sees. But your full node only sees the little post-it note on the box, and there are rules with the post-it note. But you want to get that post-it note from 0 all the way up to that really high number, 13,000. And that is the only thing the full node sees.
I don't understand about getting this number up from 0 to 13.
Every block, the miners can move it up by 1 or down by 1. So they say we want to eventually withdraw to this transaction ID. So you have a big list of people who want out.
Yeah.
Here's 11,000 people who want out, or whoever it is. And they all want out, and they want to take their coins to different layer 1 addresses because they want to go back from the side chain
to Bitcoin,
to regular Bitcoin Core.
So what are you saying? There's a maximum 13,000 of these that can happen in one go?
No, that's the 13,000 is the score, the threshold needed. So maybe that was confusing.
Yeah, I'm totally confused by that. What's that for?
Let's say, let's just say there's 8 people who want out.
Yeah.
Okay. In a given time period, and they want to go to. Someone wants 7 coins to main chain address number 1, 5 coins to main chain address number 2, half a coin to main chain address number 3, and 33,000 coins main chain address number 4. So that they select the sidechain output that has all the coins in the box basically, and they say we want out. We want to take coins out of the box. So they say, this is what we want. It has a different little unique transaction ID, like a little code, a little bit of hex. And then they take the Post-it note away and they write that little thing, and then they write the number 1. And they put that Post-it note on the box. And then when they find the next block, they take it away and they write a 2, and then it goes to 3, and then maybe it goes back down to 2, or maybe it stays at 3. There's rules for what this little Post-it note can do. But if it gets up to 13,150, then which is 3 months of finding blocks, then you're allowed to take the coins out, and those are the BIP 300 rules that are enforced by your main chain node, not any of the Zcash stuff.
I still don't get that. Sorry, no idea what that means. Why is if I want to take them out, why can't I just take them out? Why does this?
Because the rules. It's kind of like if you're trying to get someone out of prison or something, and they have interlocking gates and they have like buzzers and things, where they knock, like you see like on a TV show or something, and the lawyer wants to leave. The thing buzzes and the first door opens and they go through. Yeah. Then it closes. And
I understand the
next
analogy.
Thing opens.
But what I'm saying is, why am I waiting up to 13,000 blocks to get my coins out?
Because those coins can go to any destination, because you're not checking the sidechain rules. So this is what you're ignoring, the sidechain. So this is the whole miners can steal fake controversy, because this is like, would take them 3 months to steal, but it takes all the withdrawals take a long time for security reasons.
So how many blocks to 13,000?
It's 3 months.
So it takes 3 months to peg out.
Yeah, but this is another misunderstanding, which is that the regular users wouldn't necessarily use this at all. They can just go, they can swap either with like HTLCs, or they can just use an exchange or something, They can go on Coinbase and say, okay, I have 12 coins. I have 12 BitZs.
Yeah.
And I don't want BitZs anymore. I want, regular BTC.
Right.
So they sell their 12 to Coinbase, and Coinbase gives them like 11.99 BTC, and then only one person has to actually walk the coins through the process. So it's actually not.
It's not. It's not. It's not 13,000 to go in, right? Just to come out.
To go in, it's instant.
It's instant, but to come out 13,000. Right. Okay.
Exactly.
And why 3 months? Why 13?
Well, it was originally 2 weeks, and then people complained about it, and I kind of almost regret even changing it, because over time it's become clear that people just complain about anything, even if they don't know anything about whatever. But like I said, there's no real downside to making it longer.
Well, there is if you want your coins.
But this is the thing: is anyone can swap the coins with you.
Okay, who's going to put them in and be happy to wait? Is it Coinbase, you think?
Well, it could be anyone. There's a whole distribution of people, right? People are very different. People are, heterogeneous, So some people are very, like an investment banker type person, they'll take the yield. They'll just say, listen, I buy these coins. I get 12 from the person, and I pay them 11.99. And you do that a bunch of times, and then you wait, and now you're getting basically an interest rate.
So we're talking about almost like money dealers here.
Yeah, it's like a money market.
Money market.
Type. It's like a type of a thing. Like that. But literally anyone can do it. You understand? So that's why it's very unlikely to But say there's no real opportunity for it to go too off the rails.
But say I have 100 Bitcoin sitting around, and I'm like, this I've got no use for this. I'm going to get 100 of these Zcash coins, and I'm just going to sit around. I'm not going to spend these for the next 10 years. If someone wants to buy some Zcash off me, I'm going to charge a margin, and then I'm making my premium there. So you say you wanted to buy a Bitcoin, 1Z off me, and I'm going to be like, yeah, that's 0.99 Bitcoin. I've made 0.1%, and I can just keep doing that. And at some point, I'll be like, I'm going to withdraw some out. Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Right, but that's what you're actually selling them is the 99. You're giving them the Bitcoin.
99Z. Yeah, I see. Okay, I understand.
You're collecting all the BitZs, and then you're going to walk them back, and then you get 1 for 1. So
and then you always know the peg holds. It's always going to maintain the same value.
Yeah, that's the point. Is you want it to be very secure. So that's why it's 3 months, because the worst thing ever is if the peg doesn't work. And in fact, there have been Ethereum kind of versions of this idea that made it much shorter. I think one was called Wormhole or whatever, where they made it like 3 hours, and it didn't work because that's too short. There's no real downside to making it long. The longer it is, kind of like the better.